Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Because my dreams are bursting at the seams.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lined in chalk. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise.
I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. She says it's like a sex that's bringing me down. I went to a whore. He said my life's a bore. So quit my one day 'cause it's bringing her down.
I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Mac 11 in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banger. And my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, you would die. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24 the way they're just going? I don't know. Tell me.
Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. 'Cause everything is never as it seems. It seems.
Oh, damn it. G-Bunny ruined it. He picked up the glass. I gave him the 10-second warning. I gave him the 10-second warning, and he picked up the glass. He counted it down. There's no way. I was like, that's the only moment that you had to not pick up your drink. It was the only moment that you chose to pick up your drink. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Excuse me. Welcome to episode 16, I believe. I hope I'm not wrong. I
actually think you're right.
No, last week I titled it our quinceañera. So there's no way it's not episode 16 now.
Unless you messed up last week.
been messing up for a long time if that's the case. Anyway, I'm still pressing the keys, still G Bunny. We are here for a finally PPL news, like match news. We had PPL news last time.
Results.
And also we can talk about the EU rosters are actually all confirmed now. Are you eating SpaghettiOs?
Lentil soup, kind of.
Okay. I just saw it on your spoon for 1 second. Yeah, we could actually talk about the G2 roster now. I mean, we could also talk like
Yeah, we can
confirmations.
not say just new person.
Yeah. Well, we were pretending like we didn't know last week. But I mean, Jibani knew because he's in PPL, and I knew because he left my team for it. He wasn't gonna be like later, idiots. Like
Not playing in PTS anymore.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
PPL,
I think I'm
obviously.
just gone later. But we can finally talk about that now. But we're gonna start with something else actually, something that I wanted to get out of the way first, just because it's gonna be so short. If you've seen the patch notes, I need to change scenes for myself really quick. Hold on. 1.5.
Big changes.
Oh, dude, I don't even think you know, because I said
didn't even
1.5.
know.
I said 1.5, and you were like, what? Hold on, let me make sure this doesn't go over my main monitor. It did not. Yeah, they didn't see that. Only you saw that.
Okay.
Let me get the notes open exactly. I mean, the ones I can talk about now are Grover changes. Grover skin. Sorry, Grover skin, Ash skin. Have you seen those?
No, I have not. I saw like the like teaser for the Ashkin. That was it. Like it was like an alien teaser or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it like a good skin actually, or?
I mean, yeah, it's better than the Ronin skin, far and away.
Had that skin.
Really?
Yeah. No. Well, I mean,
don't you get free crystals? Like, I think you just don't. I think you just choose not to have that skin.
No, but it's in like a box or
Yeah.
a chest, and there's like 30 things in the chest, and like 20 of the things I don't want.
All right. I mean, the Ronin skin kind of stinks anyway.
Yeah.
It's okay. It was like I have it on because I don't want to use the default skin, but
Default's terrible.
the new one.
Oh my.
The new one's pretty good. I guess I could just like, I can show it to you on stream, like on your end. Like they can't see this, but you can see there's the Grover skin. It looks like a robot, kind of like almost like an Iron Giant kind of thing. And the Ash skin just looks like that. Like
I hope there's a beautiful sound to it. That's all I want. Just a beautiful, just like
like just shit like that. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I just want a beautiful sound.
It's it's actually in the deep space chest.
Okay.
But like this chest is only 100 crystals. I don't know if you can buy it as like a separate thing. All right, the only balance change in 1.5 is Grok can control his bugged ult better. That's it. It's just Grok Tempest increased flight control, but it's bugged anyway. So yeah, you can control your bugged ult better. The bug fixes are like they fixed Moji's hitbox.
Supposedly Sin was fixed, but like this is like the 10th time we're hearing this, right?
It doesn't say.
I heard about
that might have been like a thing only for
too.
you guys, like that they just didn't say.
I mean, I heard from someone else, but I was told that supposedly Sin's fixed.
Like
if he is
as
fixed,
of now,
like,
or
no, as in next
as of
patch.
1.5.
Yeah.
If he is fixed, he'll
Praise
be playable.
the Lord. Praise the Lord that he is fixed. I want another flanker in this.
That's not
goddamn
Antroxus.
meta, other than Andro, dude.
Buck is playable. Eevee's playable.
Okay, Buck is playable, but like he's like a C.
Yeah, well, like compared to Andy. Yeah. Well, you can play. I think you can play Andy, Maeve, Eevee.
Maeve, are you?
They ran her in EU. Did you watch the games?
One time, I watched that game and it did not look beautiful.
It was fine when he played it
fine,
right.
but it wasn't good.
No, but when he played it right, it was fine. Because the reason they lost was because I literally just watched this game today. So, see me if I'm wrong. But, like, they only lost because he mispositioned at the end of the last mid-fight because he wanted to 1v1 a BK.
But yeah, so like, tell me what the Maeve does other than, like, what does the Maeve do better than other heroes?
Her ult is really good on Ice Mines.
Okay, yeah.
The mid is so small.
Ult 100% on peak, still a really good ult for you. Like, you can flank with it.
And she also had
100%
execute for the Nando and the Inara.
But how many times did she execute that game?
I didn't pay attention to that.
Maybe 1 or 2 times the entire 4 rounds. Like I guess it was like 5 or 6 rounds because it was 3-3, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But it was
It's
legit no execution. It was looking a little ugly. The ult's good though.
Yeah, the ult. I mean, the ult is really good, especially on ice of all maps. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because like the mid is so small. You ult in your window, you're in their spawn by the time the ult runs out. You know, like not literally, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you can move a lot of distance relatively on ice, versus like if you ult on Ascension with me, it's like you're halfway across the point, and then the CCR means that the ult's over, and they're like, oh hey.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see any other bugs. They fixed the enhancement bug from Bomb King. The indicators aren't affected at all, which also means shrapnel is fixed, so that's not banned.
Thank God. Splice is now buffed again. I like it.
What else? Fixed the not mounting and spawn bug, which actually almost lost Envy a fight at one point.
What? Percy too?
Yeah, I was watching the game today, and Hayes had to walk all the way from spawn on some map. It was Timber. He walked all the way from spawn as Damba on Timber, and got to the teleporter at the exact same time that Flame did as Andy. Like, his own teleporter. He had to fear. He had to fucking fear. Like, there was nothing he could do. Like, he walked all
that
the
is
way.
major. That is a major.
Fixed an issue where Q pop audio failed to play. Nothing else. Like, that's actually it. I can fit all the bug fixes on one window. Like,
Wow.
I'll even show you on your end. That's it. That's everything in the same. Well, it works on my other monitor.
That's 11 lines right there. It's
Yeah.
pretty insane. Pretty insane, dude.
But the only other big change is the Qflow system, which, since you didn't see 1.5, I'm assuming you don't know about it.
No clue.
Okay, so the way it works, it only affects casual. Well, every casual queue. If you queue, you do not need to accept the queue. It will put you in immediately. If you don't pick a champion, it picks one for you.
Oh, okay.
So if you queue and then go AFK, you can come back to a game that's already been going on for like 2 minutes. But the thing is, it says auto requeue will not happen if the player was AFK before the end of the last match. But we don't know exactly how long of a time period that is, how good the AFK detection is. How could someone just troll and like set a bot to just spin forever, and then they just ruin every single one of your games until they get reported?
Wow, that would.
Because you get gold. You get gold from that, right?
Really?
From playing games, right?
I mean,
or is it exclusive to your performance?
It might have something to do with like performance. If you're just 0, like 13-0 or 0-0-0, you probably get a lot less.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like if that does not affect it, if it legitimately like picks out these AFK. I'm worried about AFK bots because people would farm currency, and like if they just hit the gold cap every day, then you're like selling Paladin's account level 40, 10 million gold or whatever BS, you know? Like
I feel like gold doesn't do anything about it, so.
It doesn't, but people would still be like, okay, why would I buy the account with why would I make a free account when I can buy this account with this gold, you know? Like, if it is a thing that people would care about, it's something that could be exploited. It just depends on how good the system is at picking out AFKs. This does not count for ranked, by the way. Thank you to Throner for the host, bringing everyone over to chain. We're talking about the Qflow system right now.
Are bugs set already?
But that was fast.
That's
Qflow is toggleable. It doesn't say. I'm gonna assume even if Qflow is toggleable, that's not gonna change all the people in your game that are like jerking it instead of actually playing the game, that didn't turn off Qflow, that are now in your games, regardless of your decision to turn Qflow on or off or not. It is irrelevant. Like, yeah, you can turn it off on your end, but I mean, I'm gonna be there for every game. I'm not gonna turn it off.
I'm always gonna have that thing on.
Yeah.
I go AFK I leave the share maybe like 50 times a day, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
In scrims, while playing casuals, it just happens.
Yeah, I'm not going to be worried about, like, sometimes if I really have to go to the bathroom and I'm Q, I don't want to, like, this way I don't have to even kill my Q. I can just run AFK and come back, you know? Like, that's nice for us, but, like, I'd say that we and, like, everyone in the community, or, like, the competitive community is definitely the exception more than the rule for this. Like, how is it possible that so many people in my games can disconnect in the middle of a game and then never come back? They just give up? How does this happen all the time?
Maybe they purposely leave. Maybe Maybe
Like-
it takes a million years to open up Paladin.
Yeah, how does it like everybody in my game that disconnects never comes back? And if that's like the average person
Yeah.
using the Q flow system, I'm going to have an AFK every game. It's impossible to not, apparently.
Yeah.
Everybody
Hopefully
just
it's good,
leaves.
though.
I mean,
I don't know. I might.
I'm
As long as I don't get autofilled the flanker. I don't want any.
I think it
flankers.
autofills to fill out your team comp. Like if
Hmm.
there isn't but so you're fine because there's always going to be one.
Yeah. Oh, it's
I'm not
rough.
sure what it's going to double
I was
up,
playing some-
W up on though. Like
Oh,
if somehow you have all
probably
4.
rank, right?
I mean that's the meta, but I think that the bots kind of do whatever.
yeah,
like
it
the-
might just be fully random.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. I mean, something's you're going to be playing tank or support. If you're the last one, you'll be fine.
I'll be okay with that one.
Let's see. There's also console reporting. Not really a thing to us, but still good. You know, anything to help the scene get better at all
Yeah,
on other systems.
not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of our reporting system. I feel like it does nothing.
You got to send in a ticket. I know it's kind of back ass, like ass
emails,
backwards.
yeah.
I say just say back ass. That's not even a word. It's kind of ass backwards, but
Mhm.
if you send in a ticket, it usually helps. Also, I've been doing my reports with the match ID. I don't know if that helps at all. Like when I do my reports, I also attach
100% does.
I attach the
That's
match
like-
ID, just because like I don't know if the report in game tells them the match that the report was sent from, or if it's just like a general report. So I always use
Mhm.
my own match ID attached to the report. And
That's
then
pretty good idea.
brief description. I mean, it could just be they like look through their entire, their entire history and just like, you didn't do anything that bad, But until you send a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you have to send in a ticket. I usually use the system on the thing. Here's what happens every time though. Every single time you do that, you send in a report through a ticket. They say thank you. By the way, have you tried using the in-game report system instead? And I'm like, I have.
I have, and I've gotten a lot of great results from it. You know, aimbot, hackers, it's just everywhere. You know.
Who is that one that was prevalent for a little bit? Emily the Fairy.
I have no clue.
I got him banned.
Really?
I sent him in to somebody I knew.
Oh.
That wasn't a that was not
I
a
got
listen.
him.
That was not even a question. Like there was no like I would not send it in to somebody. I would not send that in unless I was 100% positive, and I'm like, I don't think there's any doubt on this guy.
Yeah. I know, like, when I first started playing the game, I used to run into hackers, I feel like,
Mhm.
all the time, like, at the start of February and that. And, like, I swear in every other ranked game, there was at least one Victor, so just aimbotter.
Every
Just-
time someone locks Victor before the
rocking
second
everyone.
rotation, I just assume they're cheating. In any ranked game. It's just
Yeah.
like also I gotta say, since I've just started basically only playing casuals, barely any hackers. Everyone just play casual, dude. The hackers
I'm
will just
playing-
play ranked.
I've been on the casual grind lately. I have not been able to deal with the 20-minute queue times. Not a fan. 20 and 13-minute queue times.
When did
either-
Frog get that 100-minute queue? I saw that a Twitch clip of that. Was that at like 5 a.m.?
It must have been. I mean, that's when he mostly plays, right? Like, he probably got on around, like, 1 o'clock, did it 2 o'clock,
Yeah.
started the queue, didn't find anything.
Yeah.
Feels
I mean,
bad.
it's
Maybe
gonna happen.
he probably was honestly just bugged. There's no way.
Most
There's
likely.
not enough people.
Eventually, it would put him in like bronze games. I mean, like I'm sure there
Yeah.
wasn't enough people at his elo,
Mhm.
but it would eventually just put him down somewhere. I mean, they took
Yeah.
that system from Smite, right? Like we officially have that like queue forgiveness system now, or no? Some
Don't know
system they
about
talked
that
about
part.
forever.
I do know our system did come from Smite though. They said
Yeah.
tested in Smite first, and they went from Smite to casual and paladins, and from casual and paladins to ranked now.
Okay. Yeah, that's basically everything at 1.5, more or less. Queue system kind of worrisome. Play casual instead of play casual. Don't play ranked. Less hackers, better queues. What do I have after this? I believe it is. Oh yeah, we can talk about this because this is actually not super common knowledge. It's common knowledge on my stream because I said it like every 10 seconds whenever talking about the meta. But Hi-Rez for competitive tournament play is now banning champions that are bugged. Something they have not done.
Well, they
ever
have done.
before,
No.
but like only when it was like game breaking, like horrendous. Like if you pick this character, the game will not work levels. This is a shift to we're banning
If there
champions.
If there is abusable bug at all in any like sort of way, ban instantly.
Yeah, a bug that like you can do of your own volition, I think, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's definitely bugs that champs have that like you can't do or like that aren't beneficial. I think the only one to argue, I guess we could just run down the line of the champs and why they're bugged.
I think Grok's the only one that's arguable because like I think that one's still RNG.
I thought Grok is banned though, right?
Yes.
Yes, banned. Grok is banned now. Quick. So the 4 banned champions are Bomb King because partially because of the indicator on Grumpy Bomb, right? But mostly because of a bug where if you get stuck with multiple stickies, you can't climb upstairs. Or any stickies.
Something with multiple stickies.
Something with multiple stickies.
Some bug with that. I don't know what it is exactly.
Yeah,
I just know that there's a sticky bug.
Someone told me 2 stickies means you can't climb upstairs. I don't know what I mean. Someone
don't know how that happens, but
if you get 6 bombs a chain, you just can't move. That's funny. That's just funny then. if you pull that off, it's like Mei. It's like Mei from Overwatch, right? If you get all 6 bombs on someone, dude, they're stuck there. Just leave them. You win. You win, Paladins. The credits roll, dude. It's over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Bomb King is banned because of that bug. Grover is banned because of Vine Crash. It's not all 6. Oh, okay. Just like 2 or 3, I guess.
It's 6?
No. Quick said 6. But I'm assuming Hero knows better.
Oh, you're talking about okay.
The Sticky Bomb, yeah. Sorry. So Vine Crash has been in the game forever.
Yeah.
Literally forever. I feel like didn't it happen like I'm sure it happened when he was like a damage dealer.
Since I started playing the game, it has happened all the time. In ranks, in scrims, like it's always been a thing. Yep. Major old bug 3 years.
I don't know what I think it's specific to certain PCs because I've never Vine crashed.
Really?
At least I don't think I have. Maybe I did in a pub or something, and I'm like, what happened? But I feel like I've never Vine crashed in a scrim.
I definitely have at the start in scrims and in ranked. The last like 2 to 3 months, not really. But I know it has been DCing other people. I know it DCs Aspect a crap ton and Vayne a crap ton. But not really me, Ricardo, or Shadow, I think.
Every team has that one guy who just always Vine crashes. And every time you pick over, he's like, please. Please, no.
Can we just ban Grover, please? Like, just no picking.
Yeah, but we banned Grover. I don't think it's even because of, like... Because Vine Crash obviously isn't intentional. Like, I think it's just to improve the flow of tournaments. Because, like, whenever you watch a tournament game and someone Vine crashes, it's like, all right. Well,
yeah, I mean, it's just really bad for the game, right? Because there is going to be a few seconds of where the person can't move and other people are moving, and it's just going to change the whole entire game.
Yeah, removing Grover just removes the RNG of either you hope you don't Vine crash or you pick up a team of only players that have never Vine crashed.
Yeah. I wonder why RNG
Why'd you always pick
now?
Grover? Oh my god.
I wonder why.
You cheeky bastards. I didn't even realize until you said that, Hero. That's why. Anyway. So yeah, BK Grover, Grok, do I even have to say it? Have you all been playing the game the last couple days?
Now, I don't know what causes this bug, though.
I don't think anybody does for sure. Because someone said, like, oh, Cuss knows. And then, like, I played against him on Grok at some point, and then he did slow ults 3 times, and I'm like, does he know?
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 100 mile per hour, yeah.
Yeah, the super fast Grok ults. Also, I believe there's a replicated bug that has been replicated where if you shoot someone at, like, the exact moment you disconnect a ramped up Grok beam, they take the bonus damage also.
Really?
So, like, yeah. That's what I saw. Someone posted a video in the PW, the Pug server, for those of you who don't know. And Vox replied and said that they had replicated it on client.
What?
Because, yeah, so...
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, for some context, for those who don't know, it's the Grok buff, where as he left clicks and tracks somebody, the damage ramps up. And then I believe... I don't think it's every time, but some of the shots from some characters when you let go... If you spirit summon whoever you heal gets bonus damage?
Oh, that would be hilarious.
It's literally Mercy. It's actually Mercy with both beams at once. But yeah, I know the left clicking somebody Left-clicking a target and having them take bonus damage was a bug on the PTS, and I thought that was fixed. But then I heard it was happening on live again. And I guess it's also happening with Spirit's Domain. Anyway, Grok's banned. Probably for both. The last ban is Term, and that's because he can catapult his ult into the sky.
Yep.
Never beneficial. I've never had that happen, and I've been like, I'm in a better place now. Not once.
Really?
I mean, like...
I may have done it a few times on accident, like ranked and stuff like that. Like, it's just like a thing that does end up just like happening. It's usually where the Term just flies straight up in the air is I think the most common one. To like get it to like port you to like another like destination, like lengthwise, I guess. Like,
actual example in scrims I had that was not beneficial. I was on Serpent Beach. I think this might have been against you. I'll be honest. I feel like it might have been. I Shatterfalled on point. I died. When I rezzed, I was on top of Hut. Your Hut. What benefit is that going to give me? Your Hut. We're capping point. I'm doing nothing.
Getting at forward positioning, you know?
Yeah, well, we're losing the point because I'm behind you, doing nothing.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
It might not have been against you then. I know. I think it was against a PPL team. I'm pretty sure. I thought it might have been you. Yeah, it is. It's awful. It's so bad. It's. I'm kind of sad that it's banned because it can be exploited. But
it's very hard to do it, right? Unless you're purposely trying to do it, like
it
is
have
hard
to
to get
kill
that bug
you.
to work.
They would have to kill you in like okay, Jaguar Falls. You're pushing last. You would have to be 1 health in choke. Your own choke, like pushing like the choke the cart goes through to push, and you have to Shatterfall all the way back there to send yourself through like over the bridge at their choke to blow up. There's no way that's ever gonna happen.
I mean, there's also partially the bug isn't only for like distance; it's also for going up in the air. Because like you can be like behind an iron wall, but still hit someone on the other side of it because your ultimate's going up in the air and it still has an angle.
But if you die during the vertical part of the Shatterfall, you just go to the skybox. You'll never hit someone. If you die, the way it's supposed to work. I have an old Twitch clip of me doing this. If you die while Shatterfalling, you're supposed to res exactly where you were when the Shatterfall started. So it was like, that's why a bunch of my ults were flung, because I'm like trying to set myself in the air, and then now I'm in your back line as Term with no nimble, maybe because it's early in the game, and I'm just like, you know, that was the it's supposed to put you in the air as a benefit, but now it just flings you. So if anything, the Term is banned for a downgrade. He can't place his ult anymore. God decides where it goes. And that's it. And that's why he's banned.
And that's basically it.
I can actually find it. Yeah, I mean, that's all the champ bans. I mean, I want to... How do you feel about... Do you think there's any other champs that...
Deserve?
That deserve to be banned, or sleeper, like, bugs right now that might actually be big... someone mentioned the Cassie ult bug before.
Oh, well, I mean... Yeah, but, like, you wouldn't ban that because, like, it only hurts your team, right?
No, it helps your team. If Cassie dies while her ult is going off, you get perma wall hacks.
What the fuck?
Yeah. She has to disconnect, though.
What? I did not hear about that bug. Okay. Well, you would notice them disconnecting and then, like, maybe, like...
Yeah. Just make sure you have their Cassie. Yeah. If their Cassie removes everybody on your team, you might want to watch out.
Yeah, I never have that happen to me. I mean, that is crazy. I mean, you'd easily be able to tell, like, the team is cheating and, like, kind of purposely.
She has to DC when the ult starts and reconnect before it's over. There's no fast way to do that, right? You had that bug last night.
Have it on SSD.
I mean,
and hope for the best.
You literally have to ult F4 immediately. You'd have to have like a macro. I guess you could
instantly reopen the program and all that. Yeah, maybe you could pause and like the bug would still work, but
maybe your Paladin on this. Yeah, my Paladin takes a while to load too. I don't think I'd be able to reconnect before it was over. I mean, maybe you would actually, because maybe you don't immediately bot. You know what I mean? Like maybe like in the time that you're DC'd, you can it stays on. Slash reconnect, is that actually a thing? Oh no. I hope it's not, because if not, you've just enlightened a lot of people to ruin a lot of my pubs.
What? Slash reconnect.
Alt is
Never tried
Cassie's.
that.
I don't think it's a real thing. Okay, guys, I'm gonna alt and pretend like I disconnected. This is this job. You pick Cassie and Grover, and you Vine when you ult, and you pretend like your Cassie Vine crashed. This is actually the real reason they banned Grover.
200 IQ right there. But yeah, I mean, I could see that as like if it was more common than 100% like permaban Cassie, because like giving the other team walls is like beyond broken for the whole entire game. But
it is
very,
kind of a
very,
fringe scenario.
very fringe. Yeah, I mean, I haven't even seen any play this game.
Hey, you know what's even more fringe scenario? Ever getting a kill when you fling your Terminus ult across the entire map on accident.
Yeah,
That's a
but
much
like,
more fringe scenario
if you're
than that.
trying to do it, I feel like
You
it isn't,
will
right?
never pull it off on purpose. It just puts you, it's random. I've been in the sky.
Yeah.
I've been on your hut. I think it's like the point, and it's also not your choice. At the point where you die during Shatterfall, it's when you die. It's not like you choose.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, you can obviously predict like when you're going to die and like at what time.
I mean, Shatterfall
but...
moves you, you know. But if you dodged the shot that would have killed you because you started a Shatterfall, you know.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that you can like redo it so easily, I think is the reason why they did like just fully ban it. And like they're trying to make a statement with this too, right? They're trying to say like these bugs need to be fixed and like they need to be fixed now. If you want like a completely like legit esports and all that, like all these game-breaking bugs need to get fixed right away.
Of course,
they've been in the game for a while.
Especially
some of them.
Yeah, like Terms wasn't there when he came out, but I think Terms has been there for. It was sometimes you would happen sometimes with Term before, but most of the time it would work properly, where you would just explode in the air.
Yeah, and the BK bug has literally been here for
probably. I'm assuming
5-6
BK's
now,
release,
right?
With the Grumpy thing.
Oh yeah, demo.
I think people
been
just
the whole entire time.
I'm pretty sure. I think people just never ran demo.
Oh.
Because remember in the past people ran Accelerate.
I know.
Old
I know
Accelerate.
Really? I know in season 2, that's when they like first like put BK on the ban list for demo, at the start of season 2 for PPL.
Yeah, it's Grumpy, not demo. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Are we gonna? We don't need to have this discussion here. I have a feeling this has been talked out in an unnamed place.
Yeah. It's been enhanced,
demo enhances the Grumpy.
But yeah, like these bugs have been here for too long. They just need to get fixed, and I think it's a really good step for just permanently banning them until like the devs actually just go in there and just hard fix that shit.
I am pulling up the full list of champs, by the way, so I can look at and think of bugs for them that maybe.
I honestly don't encounter that many bugs. I gotta say, I'm probably like the only Paladins player. Other than like just like dumb like lagging bugs, maybe like FPS drops just randomly.
Yeah, other than like FPS, I think there's a memory leak too. Sometimes when I stream.
Really?
I feel like there is because my FPS goes really bad. Leon's dash sometimes goes forward regardless of your input. All right, let's ban it.
Let's ban it.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of anything that's like super. There's nothing that's like beneficial.
Something that annoys me is like the Ash dash bug, where like it's client based, right? Like on your screen you're going, but on their screen they hooked you, right? Or like they stunned you. It's like your screen just like bugs out the whole entire time. You're like zooming ahead, and all of a sudden out of nowhere you're just teleported back, and you're like, what the?
Is this from my pub against you today, where you got like gripped out of dash like 4 times in a row?
Yes, that happened a few times. That Fish Marky came. Was a little tilted that that was happening. But,
Lex has a perma reveal bug too. That's been around for like. Is Inescapable still bugged? Did they ever fix Inescapable? Am I crazy? That card? I don't remember them ever fixing that card, and then one day it was just like back off the ban list. But nobody played Lex, so nobody cared. Like it was just off the ban list one day. And then like every time I see people in pubs running it, I'm like, he's really fast, but I just don't know if it's bugged or not. You know what that card is, right?
It's the one that gives him movement speed, right?
when he's near his retribution target.
Yeah.
Yeah. I swear to God, man. Like, it's definitely... I feel like it might still be bugged. I don't play enough Lex to know.
I maybe have 1 or 2 games on him. And I don't really play against him because, Lex is kind of
bad.
pretty bad right
Lex
now.
is kind of
And
just
as always
floor
bad.
Andy.
Yeah, floor Andy.
He's just
that's
floor Andy.
That's more inaccurate with less damage and
Yeah.
no headshots.
But hey, he can be CC immune while he's moving forward in a predictable line, like, woo! Great character.
Insane.
But yeah, all the
They need
champs...
to rework him. Oh my god.
They just put him back to how he used to be. He'll be fine. He'll be played. He was like a mid-range hit
I didn't
scanner.
play old Lex.
He was like a mid-range hit scan. He did like 700 damage per shot or something. But had like good range, but only like 6 shots.
How fast was it though?
Like, I think this is like a little faster than that, maybe.
Comparison.
Lex now is like bam, 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 bam.
Oh yeah.
It was like,
But
it was
like, is there any?
maybe a little slower than that, I think. I don't know.
Huh. Seems like a lot of damage though.
Yeah,
And
it was like a
if you
semi.
create, like, oh.
It was like, hold on. I'm gonna find his reveal trailer. Lex, new champion. Thanks, Joshino. I can watch your video. I hope everyone probably heard that. The new. All right, let's see. He has 6 shots, and they do. He's taunting instead of shooting anything, so I'll find out how much damage he does in a second. Oh, Lex was my favorite flank to play. Okay, he does 700 damage a shot. I was right.
That's a lot of damage right there though.
Yeah. So it's like at the speed of like.
Was he still like really clunky with like a? I guess he would have been even like clunkier,
Like,
right?
yeah, he shoots at the speed of 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. Okay.
Alright.
That's that's all.
Seems OP. Seems OP.
With 700 damage, it's not that bad.
I mean, if you had a headshot, that man's going down in seconds. And if there's like not like a hardcore like fall off, I feel like that's definitely on the good side of things.
Yeah, I mean, it had decent fall off. Old Lex was really, really fun. He was the only flank I liked playing, because you would just like use his mobility. The thing is, Lex's kit. We're just talking about Lex's champions now, but like Lex's kit is all about. Was made for his mid-range kit. Like he had the Discover, which would spot you through walls, and then he would like he could position around, like finding you and ambushing you from far away. In Pursuit was his fast finisher. And it was like the only way he shot fast. Now you can't even tell what he's using in Pursuit. Unless his arms are just noodling around. Like, that's the only way you know he's using it.
Unless he's doing, like, 360s, like...
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, you can't tell when Lex is in Pursuiting now. But, like, before you could, because he would shoot that really slow speed, and then he would finish you with the in Pursuit.
That's pretty sick. Why'd they change him? Was it just, like,
You
he was
tell
too
me.
strong, or, like...
Like, originally it was because they were like, oh, we want to take flankers, and we want to give them their own identity where they don't feel like damage champions. And then they made it flankers all like close range, high mobility finishers. But then they changed Maeve, and now Maeve pokes you at long range. So if flankers can poke at long range, why can't Lex?
Yeah, and they just kind of nerfed him a little bit too hard, I'm thinking.
I think if
And
they gave
still
Lex,
have yet to buff him
if they gave Lex range, I think he'd be playable. Like if they gave his exact old kit, I think he'd be. Well, no, when I say change, I'm talking about her distance, because they made the daggers faster and have less drop off, so she could poke at long range with it, as opposed to before, where like if you had to snipe someone, you're like looking at the sky, if you wanted to hit them properly.
I don't know. I just don't think Lex is like a fun hero to play. Like he just feels so clunky with his like left click. Like they just need to make his pistols feel better, and like his kit to actually be fun, or like just something interactive needs to happen. Like the right click plus the dash right now just isn't like they don't comp it well, and like the other ability is like nothing is like skillful. I feel like I don't know.
That's why the kit worked well when he had range, because he would the dash doesn't work when you're in someone's face. Yeah. That's the whole point. Like the dash was good because you would be far enough away where you could like combat them near a corner and then dash around the corner and get out that way, you know? But like Lex now is in your face, and then he dashes and he's like, haha, now I'm 2 feet to the side, and then you kill him, you know? Like there's no outplay really with the dash right now, unless you're running that one really specific build with you run heroism and you run the dash reset on shot, so you can like dash and then during your dash you in pursuit and then you get like 2 more dashes. That's like the only outplay Lex really has right now. At all.
Wow. That's pretty sick right there.
And it aims itself. That's some outplay.
That's the outplay right there. But yeah, I personally like to see champion bans. Like, it threw everything in a loop. Like, it made everyone like have to come up with new meta fast.
Specifically, the BK ban did that.
Yeah,
because like
BK changed yeah, even the Terminus was still pretty decent for some.
Well, Terminus was just creeping in. Like Terminus was like
for certain teams, yeah.
Teams were picking him up. Well, like because there were teams that were always running him, and then other teams that weren't started picking him up, and then he got banned. Like it was right on the rise, I think. And I know that I'm gonna say that because I watched the Fnatic Navi game, and Fnatic picked Term in their last map, Splitstone, right? And I know he was really fresh in that meta, I think, because the casters were like, "Oh, this Term pick is bad." But I was looking at the champs, and I was like, "That's not that bad of a pick." It was like a Term into like a Nara. It was like a Nara BK Barrack, and like that's not bad for Term at all.
And it's a good map for him too, right? Like,
yeah, Splitstone.
Go onto the high ground, like. I don't know. I love Terminus. He's a fun hero to play.
He also is insane into Drokos, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah.
If any of you watched my Terminus tip video with Kami VS on his channel, you would know these things. Anyway, we already talked about that. We started talking about that one match, so I can pop that over. Solo Term, I don't think it was.
It definitely could have. Solo Terms.
They could have. It's not bad.
What? Who ran it? Was it Navi or Fnatic running it?
It was Fnatic, but I think they had a Ruckus also. I think that was it. I can double check. But anyway, we can talk about week 1. I'll actually pull up the Esport Paladins website here, and you'll probably do the same.
Bad boy.
Yeah, I just watched a lot of the games.
Yeah, saw you on the streaming grind. Got some fat hosts too.
I did. Yeah, I did. I'm sure I'll remember who did it.
I know one of them was Kliku for like 30
Yes, Kliku was to me. That was it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. I always forget to make the tweets after the stream. That's like, yeah, thanks guys. I every single time I forget. And then I get tagged by someone I hosted at the end in their tweet. I'm like, oh shit. Oops. It's like, is it too late? When is it too late? Dude, if I did it now, the tweet I'd have to make would be so massive. Like everybody who's ever hosted me.
Just gonna add them all on Twitter. Gonna be a twit long, you know.
Okay, so I'll start by talking about the EU games because I watched Fnatic Nip and Mouse Nip live, and then I watched the VOD of Navi Fnatic, and I watched the VOD, well, like the demos of Navi Fnatic, and I watched the demos of Navi VP. Quick side note, actually, before I forget this, because I just thought of it. Do you know when the demos or the IDs in general are going to be publicly available? Do you know? Has nobody said anything?
I haven't heard anything about it. Usually Rude would put it on his Twitter. I know
yeah, it's usually around like now. Is around when he does it.
No clue though. Yeah, no ETA on that.
Maybe. I don't know. I hope he does, because people were coming into my stream today asking me how I got them, and I'm like, I mean, I know people, I got them, but then they're like, when can I get them? I was like, I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Fnatic Nip was a weird game, and I think that's mostly because that was the first view anybody from NA had into the EU meta. So everyone was like, Torvin Ying.
Yeah, everyone was kind of confused, but like, I honestly think NIP was on top of the meta at that point, right? It's just Fnatic was kind of just outclassing them.
NIP had a really bad draft on map 1.
Map 1? Serpent?
It was so weird, yes. Because here's what they had.
Yeah.
They had
understood. I understood why they did it, but it was wrong.
The logic. But
yeah.
here's how they pushed Plat on Serpent, ready? And now pushing Plat on Serpent is very important. Here's how they pushed Plat. Torvin Talus went to their Plat, Torv would look at the Talus, go, I go to the guy, and you'd bubble him, and then the Talus would punch in, eat 1,000,000 damage, and rune out. That was it.
Yeah.
That was like, they did it 3 minutes in a row. I was watching on stream, just like, kill me, please. Do something else. It's not working. They're like double, triple backline, and you're like just trying to have one bubbled Talus walk into them. Like,
Yeah.
what is the game plan here? There is none.
I think the main thing they were trying to do, they were trying to play off the point time rate. They had the beefier team, so they were just trying to play off the point time.
Yeah.
They had fat heals with the Ying. They picked the Talus so it could deal with the Kinessa, but that never happened.
But Talus doesn't deal. Here's the Talus ults the Kinessa ports away, and now Talus is like, I have 5 seconds to eliminate this target. And then, like, if the Kinessa just runs, then he ports back, and now the Kinessa is just completely uncontested.
Yep.
It was a hard game to watch.
Yeah, the logic was there, didn't end up working.
Yeah, and, like, if the Talus does kill the Kinessa, then she respawns.
Yeah, you used a crap ton of cooldowns and ultimate.
Yeah,
For one
the only way
kill,
Talus
one
gets
your
on
team
the...
can still lose.
The only way Talus gets on her is if he ults. And the
Mhm.
only way he stays there is if he ults without a port.
Mhm.
I remember one
And
time that the
does
Kinessa...
100% dies.
my favorite counterplay that they had was the Kinessa stood on the edge of Torch, so when the Talus ulted, he just fell. That was my favorite. That was really funny, because then he did it, he ulted her on the edge, he fell, and it was just like... then ported back. We was like trying to shoot her, but like you could just tell like the complete defeat.
Just like oof. That game ended up being close though, right?
Yeah, and I really don't know how. Like nothing against Nip, but like their strat on mid was so questionable.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to push Serpent. Like when you don't have any real sort. Like I think their best high ground was like the Kin. I have to double check the draft. I can actually pull it up right now.
Yeah, I think did they have the intro? They might have had the intro.
I think they were triple backline. I feel like they were triple backline that game.
You're
You're all probably about
might
to
have
hear
been the intro
Gormeister.
ban.
I'll double check right now.
The pressure.
I have no clue what they had now. It's been a while since I watched.
I'll bring it back up. I watched it live, but that was my extent. Okay.
that.
Please stop unmuting. No, okay. So Fnatic had Andy.
Oh, okay.
Fnatic had Andy, Drogo's, Kinessa. And NIP had Talus, Cassie, Torv.
Barrack, Torv.
No, Barrack was on Fnatic. Fnatic ran triple
okay,
DPS
and there's
Barrack.
Zanara, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they just have to play off point time, and hopefully they live long enough to get the play.
The Andy does well into... Sorry, the Andy doesn't do that well into the Torv. When he has to fight up or solo. Because, you know, the Andy, like, double dashes up or something. He gets silenced so he can't even punch. So to get his, like, Abyssal Touch reset. I believe most people in EU aren't even running Abyssal Touch. I think they're mostly running Power of the Abyss still.
Yeah. It's usually, like, 50-50, I think, still.
Yeah, it's kind of mixed
On
back
what
and forth.
builds are running. Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, they really don't have great ways to get up top. Other than, like, Andy Kin, and they get beaten by a Torf bubble.
Yeah. Tortals definitely does well into it. But yeah.
In general, like both teams had good draft, but I think NIP just kind of failed on the execution side of things.
Yeah, executions were really rough for them. The Bright Marsh game, I thought they were 100% going to win, and then all of a sudden they ended up losing at the very last moment, right? I think they got it pushed in on them, then they pushed it in on Fnatic, right?
I'm double checking
Then it was like
now.
2-2, and then Fnatic somehow got the cap out of nowhere and then pushed it on NIP. When I thought NIP 100% had the better comp for Bright.
The NIP's comp here is actually kind of nuts. They have the Egos comp.
Which is...
Bob, the BK Andy.
Oh, okay.
That was like the comp that... I say that because that's what they ran on pretty much every game week 2 of the PGS qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
They ran the Egos comp in with the DPSs. But they also had a con. Like, they got con with that.
Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah.
Stupid
And I was just
value.
like, oh my god, NIP 100% win this game. Oh god, they lost. Huh. Well, shit. Yeah.
I think it was honestly just like the Willow pressure more than
Mm-hmm.
anything. Willow is really good on that map, especially if you don't really have a way to contest her during her ult.
Yeah.
Yes, Andy can triple dash into the sky and try to hit her, but realistically,
She's also going to be vulnerable when he does that.
Realistically,
Like,
she's
get hit by
never
Willow.
gonna get away with that. He's never gonna get away with that. Sorry. So it's just like it's hard to counter the Willow during her ult, and if she has the ult every mid fight, you can't heal. It snowballs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They had the better poke general. Mouse Nip was fairly one sided though.
Yeah, Nip rocked that. They looked really good.
Mm-hmm. Nip's definitely looking better last season. Like they just had decent changes, but like.
I mean, I just think their drafting got a little bit better too, or at least they understand this meta more than what they understood beforehand.
Let's see how they understand the meta now. There's 4 more champions banned next week.
Let's just throw a wrench in there, you know. See what happens.
Change things as much as possible. So yeah, those are the first 2.
You had a good BK player. Oh, permaban now.
Yeah. Thank God we have a BK1 trick. He's never out of meta. Oh. Oops.
You'll be fine. If they waste a ban on your champion pool, we'll get what we want. Wait, they still get 2 bans?
Yeah, Fish and 4 champions are now banned by the rules because of bugs, game-breaking ones. Bomb King, Grover, Grok, and Terminus. Just for extra... We talked about it before, but there's the extra context. I'm going to click over to another VOD. Actually, I can... Oh, no, I can't get the map list because of DMs. Let me click over to this VOD so I can just remember the map order. Just for the Fnatic Nip game. I just want to remember the map order.
It was... First map was the Serpent, second Bright, third Jag, fourth the map that they lost. And I have no clue what that was, so remember that.
4th was Ice.
Yeah, Ice.
That was the map that
Ice
Na'Vi barely lost. Na'Vi lost Ice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Na'Vi lost Ice because of a small misplay by Maeve. By
really?
Creatives. Yeah, so here's what happened at the end. There was a big ult trade, and it ended up being a 4v3. Na'Vi having the 4. They basically... the misplay was Thiel and Bugsy, Nando and Cassie pushed too far into the window. Phoenix had his ult, so his ult wiped Thiel and Bugsy.
2 people,
But they lost somebody on the other side of the map for it. So it was... I forget who they were down. But basically it was like Bomb King, Inara, I want to say Healer, versus 4 members of Na'Vi. And what happened was BK was in cabin, Inara was on point, Healer was just in a passive position. Creatives was by the staircase that leads to window, choke side. In that area, he was poking periodically. He was basically there just to deny people from flanking easily.
Yeah.
He was just playing watchdog and he was poking on point. So when they were pushing in, instead of wrapping through choke and kind of continuing his poke fight that he was doing, he went into cabin and fought the BK. That is not a winning fight for a Maeve. He ran away with 2 ticks left and got chipped by the Inara. That was on point. And I think if he had not taken that fight and just kind of played around his team waiting to execute the Inara, that was like getting tanked, but they had clots. Like they could have burned through and gotten her to the execute point. They could have won that map.
That map was the one where Fnatic literally got triple master riding on everyone on their team.
Yeah, no, they all started master.
I love that.
They all started master, and they all started master 2. Well, no. Healer got morale boost.
Yeah.
It was Ying.
Healer was
Ying, I think. It was either Ying or Damba. Whatever healer they had got Chronos or morale instead of master riding.
I think it was Damba. But yeah, they literally all just banned the hell out of master riding the first 3 rounds.
It's smart
I was
for Ice.
cracking up. Yeah.
Ice is all position.
And they had built-in calls with the Cassie and the Nanda, right? They were running Brand and they were running also built-in call with
they
the Cassie.
didn't have built-in call on Inara and BK though. So like they did technically lose out on some call, but not like a significant amount. With them.
Like you would be able to deal with it, and the master riding was 100% worth it. And really
exactly. I mean, I felt like they could have gotten more out of it. I remember at one point, like Fishkill master riding into cabin, dismounted, and just threw a Grumpy. Like I felt like he could have gone like tunnel or something.
Didn't move at all.
Like he just held there with a Grumpy. Yeah. He threw like there's really no value. If anything, throwing the Grumpy earlier makes it zone them less.
Yep.
Because they get there and it's like already halfway blown up. Yeah, exactly. He had master riding 3 just to throw a Grumpy from halfway through cabin and go. and then it blew up, and then he started fighting. It was the strangest thing I saw.
Wow.
But yeah, I remember. I think I disliked Fnatic's draft on Stone Keep. I'm gonna go back and remind myself what that was now. But I remember feeling that Fnatic got like soundly outdrafted.
I think like Navi like last picked con. I think I remember that.
Yes. Oh, it was because they had Kin on Stone. I'm not a huge fan of snipers.
Kin too.
I'm not a huge fan of snipers on Stone. They can be good, but what it really comes down to is, I also talked about this on stream. You want to be playing a comp that is we win when we do this, not we win when they do this. You know what I mean? You want to be playing comps that execute off of your
you playing well instead of the enemy team.
Instead of them playing bad. Exactly.
Yeah.
And Kness on that map is kind of a they screw up kind of champion. Because if they play well and they force everything and keep, all you're doing is making your team fight a 5v4 and keep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, you can take like really silly positioning like on the side, but like you'll get at most one shot in if the team is playing like well and communicating well and not panicking.
Yeah.
And these are Navi and Fnatic. You know, these are like EU. They are the teams. They're the teams that aren't going to be panicking during these situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ken is definitely interesting. The only way I feel like to win with the Ken on that map, and like they went triple DPS too, right? And you would just be playing off point time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You force the enemy tank, like give them keep, play church, play their main, play your main, and just angle out and hope they make a mistake on point.
I think
Nessa was not fun. Oh,
it was not fun.
Just forwarding over top all the time. Oh, that was not fun. I hated that.
Honestly,
yeah.
I liked playing against Repo Nessa better.
Really? More than Headshot?
Yeah. I don't get one shot.
We're tanks. We don't get one-shotted.
I don't just play tanks.
Well, okay.
That was triple DPS meta, so I was playing a lot of support then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, it's rough now, is what I mean. But playing as Repo Nessa was a lot more fun, I thought.
As a DPS player, I think yes, but as a tank, like the Kim was never dead. Like, how would you possibly kill that Kinessa? She would just shoot you like 3 times with the guard and just pour it across the map.
She was better at dealing with tank pressure, but I'd rather just dodge her anyway and make it so like when she does hit me, I I can take way more shots.
Yeah.
It was nice. Suppression OP, I agree.
Oh, you're seeing a whole lot of that. But yeah, so like to go more on the Navi Fnatic. It's hilarious how Fnatic just all the time went triple DPS, except for that Ice Mines map, where then Navi went triple DPS.
Yeah.
They just switched it for one map, which is like, why not?
It's true. I really think triple DPS is like it can be inconsistent. I felt like they were like forcing it on the maps where it wasn't that good. Because like it's okay.
It's definitely where their team's the best at, right? It's where their team's the most comfortable. They have 3 amazing DPS players, and that's just how they like to play the meta. And you saw Navi be the exact opposite, where like they like to have an anchor tank and play around that guy, and just like have him be like a lot of pressure and just like play out point time. Seems like 2-2 is a lot right now.
Is a lot what? You lagged
a lot stronger.
Yeah, I think so.
And more consistent.
I think it's map dependent a lot. I think the best team right now can play both. Like if you can play both, you're at a bigger advantage. At least comfortably, you know, because like I mean every team can play both. Every team can put somebody on a 3rd DPS, but like it's about the teams that are comfortable doing that, and know when it's right. Honestly, we had the same discussion in like our team recently. I guess I'll pull back the curtain. We have no clue when it's right. we literally like sat down and were like, when do you triple DPS? And the result was a resounding what? Like it's kind of hard to tell right now because 2-2 is so good in so many situations.
Yep, and with like Ashe and Ruckus starting to get back in the meta and Nando still being insanely annoying, like...
the DPS tanks are playable.
Yep. They finally got back in the meta. Yeah, Barrick's pretty insane right now with the turn ban. Yeah.
I mean, I think Inara becomes better with the turn ban. I'm in the group, the small group that I think term trades really really well into Inara. especially if you start Bulldozer. I feel like there's no reason not to start Bulldozer with Term.
Yeah.
Obviously, when there's deployables.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the trade's doing.
I mean, I'm definitely a person that's a fan for the Terminus into the Nara, but I know a lot of people aren't. A lot of people like just keeping their like area away from the Inara, right? You just set up your turrets, you poke down the Inara, you're going to be doing more damage to the Inara, you'll probably be putting out a little bit more pressure.
I feel like that makes them execute better, though. It depends on their strategy, right? Like, because if they do that, you're giving them cap time this whole time, right? Like, you play Barrack to like poke off the point. You don't play Barrack to stand on the point in front of the Inara, because that's how you die, you know? But like when you're playing Barrack and you're slightly off the point with your turrets, applying pressure to the Inara, you're also giving up like 40-50% cap time, and if your team doesn't execute perfectly, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It makes retakes way easier for them and way harder for you.
Yeah, and it kind of gets rid of comeback mechanic, which is amazing too. Because you'll have point time saved up, and when you win the fight, you're almost always going to get the cap. Most of the time, depending on how fast the fight is.
Counter Nara with turn out because you're salty. I mean, Term has always been really good into cripple and Nara.
Yeah, you could just abuse the shit out of it.
Actually, no lie. That's what we did. Before we started banning Inara in our LAN qualifier against whatever that team was called then, the Amos team, right before the last LAN. We hadn't scribbed them at all, then they pulled out Cripple Inara when no one was playing it 2 games in a row. And we just started playing Term.
I should know that team.
I mean, it was just like Kill the Heal or something with Amos.
Yeah, honestly might have been just Kill the Heal, the name of it.
Yeah, but we were like, all right, you know what, Term, and then I just went Term. I rushed Bulldozer and just swang. Hopefully relevant. Thank you.
Relevant. Oof.
I knew it was just Kill the Heal with Amos, but that was the name. That's right. Actually, yeah, because I saw the screenshot recently. Someone reposted it. But yeah, I just swung on the cripple all game. That was all I did on Terminus, and it was fine. It worked.
It works. But
yeah. So that the Fnatic Navi game, I think generally Navi just played better across most of the set. Fnatic like the fact that the Fnatic could get the wins that they did with the triple DPS comp really shows the strength of it. But like it definitely looked like it could be abused by Navi a lot.
And the next time that I think NIP and Fnatic do meet up against each other, I think NIP is definitely going to be looking a lot stronger than what they did last time.
NIP? You mean Navi? Or I'm talking about Fnatic.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying,
now the NIP will look better too. Yeah.
NIP will be looking better next time going into Fnatic because like it's going to be over time, right? I think this is still technically like early development in this meta, right? The patch happened like 2 weeks ago, so like there still is a lot of like recognizing things, and I think Fnatic's going to start moving to 2-2. Not 100% sure. I actually don't know.
The thing about the 2-2 for Fnatic, I think Fnatic is still pushing triple DPS because they have one tank player. They don't have a second tank player. Bugsy was
at least a person that is very, very, very...
or a person that wants to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the biggest issue with them. Because, like, obviously Bugsy was doing it for a while.
I mean, his Ruckus
now he's
is
not.
good.
Yeah, but then they just, like... Tenor was on the Ruckus. Bittner was on the Ruckus today. Which means, like, they want to switch it. But, like, are they switching it because they think Tenor is better? Or are they switching it because Bugsy says, I don't want to play tank? You know, who knows? It really could be either way. We don't see behind the scenes, but if that's the case, then I think it's going to be a big hit to their ability in the short term. And I mean, I think Bittner is an amazing player, but he's going to have to adapt to a whole new role that he's basically never played? Question mark. I mean, someone from EU might know more than me, will know more than me, but it's him adapting to a whole new role.
Yeah,
and it's obviously, I mean, this is their first ever online loss, right?
Yeah.
This might have something to do with it.
Yeah, a meta that they're not just comfortable in. They're still just doing their own thing. Probably haven't tried out enough things.
I remember hearing that they scrimmed more than almost any other team. So I feel like if they're going to be trying something, unless all their scrims are keep trying this, keep smashing our head into the brick wall until it breaks.
And playing triple DPS and getting the best at triple DPS.
Yeah.
It possibly could be. I mean, usually in the EU people are a lot smarter, and they probably have tried out other things, just hasn't worked out for them. Maybe like they're centered around either playing Torvald as that second tank or just
Mhm.
triple DPS if we don't get the Torvald right. So I think Torvald has been that entire series.
I believe so. I watched it all from demos, so I didn't see the
Mhm.
bans like live.
Mhm.
But I checked them on the maps where I was like, really? Like, what are we playing here? Why? I checked it on those maps. I remember seeing Torvald almost every time.
Yeah. So we'll see. I know in EU supposedly they scrim 6 hours a day.
And that's what I heard, and I believe it's true.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
decently
had
sure.
a few different people tell me that, and I was like, yeah, we still play 4 hours. We're still a little bit behind on that.
Well, I think it's also the fact that I'm pretty sure it's just like Fnatic and Na'Vi like scrimming each other
Yeah, it honestly
for, like,
might just be that.
multiple hours.
I mean, you would think they would unblacklist because they had NIP blacklisted because of SimSalute, right? They probably unblacklisted them by now.
I don't know if
since
that was public
SimSalute-
knowledge, but I guess it is now apparently.
Oh
Uh,
no, like the casters say it all the time.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I usually watch games of cast off, so someone else will have to check you
Oh.
on that.
Okay. But yeah, the casters were talking about how like SimSalute looked really good when he was filling in for NIP at the start of
Mhm.
last season, but problem is that he is blacklisted by some of the community in the EU, and they were talking about that actually.
Okay.
But,
If
yeah.
they talked about it on the cast, then that's cool. I just
Yeah.
didn't know.
I mean, I think most people know in the Paladin scene. But yeah, you would think they would start scrimming them. I do see like some of the like bottom tier EU teams like doing what some of the top tier like VP and Mouse definitely know what's going on at the top of PPL, right? They're like knowing these strategies. They're not executing it as well. But
I mean, I know for a fact
definitely
that
have some influence.
some of these top teams are playing like top PGS teams. Like I know they scrim Armada.
Mm-hmm.
I know they scrim top EU PGS. How often that is, I don't know. But I know for a fact that
Mhm.
they do scrim.
Yeah.
Whether
I
that's
mean-
changed now that there's potentially another top CIS team,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, even in an A, like every single PPL team basically plays a PGS team, just because like there's going to be weeks where you have a double header, and like that means you're going to be able to scrim against 2 PPL teams, and then
That's 2 hours.
you
know,
still
unless
have
set up.
another 2 hours usually throughout the entire week.
There's not really much to say, by the way, about the Na'Vi VP game. I mean, VP looked about the
Better
same.
than what they did last
I
season.
don't
but-
think so.
Well, really?
My opinion there is VP looked worse than when they actually played players on roles they were good at. Because when unlimited power, you can't tell me you don't remember my rant
Yeah,
last
well,
time.
sure.
Where they just took their one of their best DPSs and just put him on tank because Mary Jane could not play Barracks for some reason. But yeah, basically, they looked worse than when they actually played their players on the roles they liked.
Mhm.
But they looked better than when they had people playing heroes they couldn't play.
Now
So-
you also got to say they were against the best EU team, right?
Yes.
They were against Na'Vi.
We'll have to see how they look this week, or
Mhm.
whenever they get to play against like Mouse or Nip.
They're against NIP and Fnatic. Oh, that's
the Nip
another
game,
rough
the Nip
league.
game could be all right.
I mean, I feel like Nip is on the similar level to Fnatic right now. I think it's Na'Vi, and then Nip and Fnatic, and then the bottom 2.
Maybe. I mean, Mouse looked like they understood what was going on. They just couldn't execute at the level of Nip when they played them.
Mm-hmm.
I really do want to see VP Mouse. When does that happen?
Probably week. I mean, it would have to happen by week 3.
Yeah. So it's next week, the 20th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that week.
End of the week, of course. So it's the last
Yeah.
match of next week. So we're not going to be able to see that for a while. But I think that's really going to decide, like, Mouse might be the worst team now. I don't know. I mean, both teams got...
Definitely possible. 100%.
well,
I would probably, even if I bet on it, I would probably put VP over Mouse right now for that matchup.
we'll have to see. Because Nino and Saritz, like, the team was a little discombobulated, but I didn't think they played bad at all. I mean, they definitely looked like they belonged there.
Mm-hmm.
Hopping over to NA, because we are taking a really long time with this. I'll start saying this week's matchups instead. We'll lightning round these really quick. You can tell me about Envy Splice.
Woo! Envy Splice, Hurt Ricotta. That's all. I'm gonna play the Hurt Ricotta arm card. That is our one excuse this season on why we got 3-0'd.
See, it was the fastest game, so I figured it'd be the fastest one to go over. NVG2. NVG2 was an interesting watch because, like, some of the rounds were just really close. I can also really talk quickly about we knew Flame. Obviously, we knew Flame was on G2. We couldn't talk about it. I mean, I've thought he's. I tried to get Flame on a PPL team when I was at the last LAN.
Really?
Yes. I can tell you details. I can tell you who and why, but I was talking to somebody trying to get Flame onto a PPL team. I think you might have an inkling.
I mean, yes, I think I do.
Yeah, I think you know, but
I mean, it would make sense for it. Yes. 100%.
I was trying to get him on a team. I was trying to convince someone to let him on, but I believe the person that I was talking to, their whole thing fell through anyway. This wasn't the Danny team. This wasn't related to the Danny team. But basically, it was a roster that potentially needed a blaster, and I was like,
Flame's pretty good.
Yeah, I was like, Flame already knows, so he has some camaraderie there. And either way, he's on G2 now. Yeah, he's a sub on G2. He's subbing in for Bodies, who's gone until week 4. And Cuss was in my chat earlier today. We asked what's going to happen when Bodies gets back, and he said they're not sure whether they're going to play out the season with Flame because of all the scrims or go back to Bodies. I think they're going to. I'm assuming they're just going to play with both. And
yeah, they're probably going to play with both for that week, and then see whichever one looks stronger.
You got so much louder. Like, you fixed your mic, but
now
you're like talking about this close to your. Like, it got really bad. Yeah. So G2 Envy. G2 looked pretty good map 1, but map 1 was like really comfort for them, I think. And then I think their draft just couldn't execute properly on map 2. Their draft on Timber just like
it made sense until you saw what Envy had, and like your win conditions aren't that good.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I think Envy misplayed the mid fight a few rounds in a row, especially into Snow Globe. Like they kind of kept sending people isolated, but like once they played a little more defensive and like just waited for the Eevee Andy to try something, it was pretty sided in Envy's favor, I thought.
Yeah, and then after the next two maps were
they won a mid that their healer didn't even have a mount on Timbermill.
The longest map.
If I remember properly, he walked all the way from spawn, and then Flame jumped him by the porter. He feared him, and then Flame got speed feared into the teleporter. It was one of the silliest things I've ever seen. I remember being like, what cloud fiesta is this that I'm watching right now?
Yeah.
The speed fear the teleporter fear might have been later, but I thought it was at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
G2,
the maps were really good for
G2 that week didn't look insane, right? Because they also played versus SK, and that was a lot closer than what people would think, right? Because there was 2 games where it was 3-3s, and then G2 ended up winning, right? It was Peak, and there was Jack was 3-3 too, right? Or was Jack a stomp? Jack might have been a stomp.
You actually, I can. Hold on, I think
it was.
Jag was a stomp. Splitstone was a stomp like for SK, more or less. And then Serpent and Ascension were both close.
What was Serpent?
4-2.
I don't remember. 4-2.
Yeah.
So it was only Peak that was kind of like the close one. That was like 3. It was 3-1 SK, and then they ended up throwing.
Yeah, they had a bunch of really rough mids. Evil had a really good stall that saved them, and then they just had like the next mid after that was just really
I remember
bad.
Where they weren't killing the Fury, they were hitting an
Inara that was getting hard pocketed by Cherish. That's like the only thing. That's like the only time I've been like, wow, that's some Cherish value, you know, like.
Wow. I remember that now. Yeah,
they all just shot a Fury.
When I saw that. Yeah,
it was pretty tilting. The Furia was like, it was like the Inara was against the statue, and the Furia was like right down the ramp, like right next to her.
Would just
standing
peek,
still. Yeah.
heal, just hide. Just
Like,
hide.
all game, like every second.
And then Nara just wasn't dying.
Yeah,
Oh,
they just kept
that
shooting her.
was rough to watch.
It was definitely just like a focus call that nobody counter called. It was just like, no,
Yeah.
The comms were guaranteed. The only comm in the mumble at that point was just no, and then
For
everyone
20
came back.
seconds
For 20
straight.
seconds.
Why is she not dying? Why does she have so much self-healing? Oh wait, she doesn't have any, huh?
Yeah, that was really rough. That could have been way better for them, but
Yeah.
just some minor mistakes took them out. And it's basically a new roster with the Throner and Pain on it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't look as good against RNG though.
Yeah.
But that game was played right after a loss that was like after some
Pretty.
problems they had. So I don't blame them, for that.
Yeah, it 100% makes sense. Like, you definitely used a lot of your energy. RNG was probably like looking at it, like seeing what you're picking and all that. They knew what you're going to try and pull out. They knew what maps you were going to go to already. So like they have a heavy advantage coming into it second. But there was a few close games. I know Jag, there was at one point where SK was pushing it in. I think it was 3-2 for SK.
Mm-hmm.
They're pushing in Jag. There's 5 people alive for SK. There's 3 people alive.
Yeah,
for RNG.
and then Moon and both
And
Moon and
Loki.
Loki. Yeah, Moon and I was
Legit.
gonna say Vivian. Yeah, Drogon Vivian just
2v5.
clapped the point.
I was just mind blown. Like, you lost a 5v3. There was no tanks. The
they
point
ate
cap's
fire
legit
spits.
right there.
They ate
Like,
fire
oh.
spits. That was it. They just ate really meaty fire spits.
It was rough.
They just
It
kept
was rough.
picking into Vivian. Like
Yeah.
it was Vivian got so much value in that game, in those games.
Mm-hmm. They just weren't ready for the pick, right? They probably didn't see it beforehand.
Oh, actually, I wanted to mention this. I'm sorry. I forgot to mention this before, but G2SK. Jag could have been so much closer.
Mm-hmm.
But Bitey chose to not ever pick up
Yeah,
resilience.
CCR, yeah.
So
yeah.
Bitey
Dude, that
rolled.
team absolutely fucks you when it comes to CC, right? They had a Terminus, they
It
had
was
a
Crush.
Cassie,
It
they
was
had a
Crush
Furia,
Terminus.
Anara.
I believe Crush Terminus. I want to say Damba. Crush Terminus, Damba, Inara,
Stomp over.
Bomb King.
And Cassie.
Yeah, but Disengage doesn't really. Disengage is like, It's Nando. It was Nando. He could charge. You could charge for
Yeah.
Disengage. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But he ran a build with no CCR. And I remember this because I explicitly pointed, every time between rounds I would call this out. He started by buying Master Writing. Not bad. That's fine.
Yeah. Get early
Then,
rotation.
they lost. They lost the cap while he was getting CC'd trying to ult, and we know because he died while the voice line was playing. He was CC'd. Next round starts, pregame. He has 500 credits. He he has like 400 something credits. He buys Rejuve. So now he has 286 credits. No resil. Round happens. Really long, grindy round. RNG caps the mid, or they cap the mid or something. But no. Yeah, there's a mid cap.
Okay.
Really, really long fight. It ends with 3-1 G2. Bitey has 1,200 credits. He buys Rejuve 3.
Yep. He really
I was
needed Rejuve.
flabbergasted.
He really needed that Rejuve over Resilly 100%.
He could have had Resil 2. He could have had
I mean,
Resil 2. Oh God, I was just so flabbergasted.
So I would understand. So if you exclude the crush term, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very unorthodox, right? You probably seen it once or twice, maybe this entire whole meta.
It's
right?
still something you keep in your head, and this
And
is-
after the first round, you have to buy Resilly once
Yes.
you see it.
yes,
100%. It was yeah. Even without the Terminus crush, I would still get Resilly.
yeah. I mean, it was a Nara Damba BK.
Yeah.
That's worth Resil.
Yeah, 100%. And with a bug, lurking around with the BK stunts.
God.
You never know when you're gonna get hit by them. So
yeah, you're in your spawn. They throw it at their spawn. It just enhances you across the whole map, dude.
But yeah, it was a huge misplay. I think if they would have had Resilly, it would have been a lot closer.
There was
Definitely had a
multiple
good
times
first,
that Bitey barely didn't get his ult off because of CC.
Mm-hmm.
There was at least twice
Yeah.
And that's like enough to spend the credits, I think.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. You're doing less damage because you're being CC'd for longer. Like, you have to play safer because you have the possibility of being CC'd in this situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just having Resili just makes everything better.
Or just having CCR on the deck. I mean, like, I hate playing without speed, but I do it when I have to. Like, I do.
Play with no brand, right? Like, you would go
Well,
CC.
yeah, of course, but it really depends. Like, I would really only go no brand against like just certain teams, like a Genos or like non-Solar Furia.
Yeah. There's
Like-
definitely times where like brand's insane. There's times where brand isn't too
Yeah.
insane. A lot on the map, I think, and a lot on where like
That's true.
fighting's gonna be happening.
If the map's a little more open, or like you're going to be constantly playing with the DPS,
Fish
brand
market,
gets-
yeah.
Yeah, then brand can like, if you're constantly playing with the DPS, brand gets more value because then they can like, I don't know, just the early burst lets them focus through heals faster. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But either way, that's something we can discuss later. We've been going on for like an hour and 25. We could at least just make Preds. I think what we're gonna do this week. You were gonna do EU. I was gonna do NA. I think that was the plan for this week, and that might be the plan going forward. We were thinking about it. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we'll think.
Well, we're changing things around. I mean, it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday, and you're all here, so you know things have been changed around as it is.
Yeah. So we got Mouse, Navi.
I remember after you told me about this, I'm like, he just wants the easy predictions this week. Because like, look at the games this week for EU.
Yeah.
No offense, it's like, it's Maoist Navi.
Yeah.
VP Nip.
You have. It is the bottom two teams versus the top three teams. When all top three teams are looking really good. There's going to be no upsets in EU. There's just no way. It's probably going to be 3-0, and then NRIP, VP might be like 3-1, right? Fnatic, VP, 3-0.
And then Mouse Fnatic.
3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need to dwell too long on that, just because, like, I mean, VP Nip could definitely be a game to watch. Mostly just to see, I want to see how the EU teams adapt to the changes.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
that
the four
seems...
bans being thrown in, like, are tanks more of a priority? What happens with Barrack now? Yeah.
I mean, Barrack is prio for them over term anyway, so I don't think anything changes in EU. I think things change in NA a little bit because of like
yeah.
teams were kind of picking it up as as like a drogue counter.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hop over to NA. I'd say looking at these games, I think so. RNG Envy is looking really good. I think we can all say confidently Envy is looking really good. They look dominant.
Hype train.
The Envy hype train, right? Rolling over your own team yet like last week. Envy hype train. I mean, like I said, you saw them against G2. They looked excellent. Barring like the first map, G2 got like the Tour of Comfort draft they wanted, and then they tried to do it on Timber where it fell apart, and then they couldn't do it on the other two maps, and Envy just did exactly what they wanted. Like, they just executed exactly what they wanted on the last two maps. There was nothing G2 could do.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned this during the stream, but I have been on the receiving end of that Frog Isle draft they had. It is probably the least fun I've ever had playing Frog Isle. There's just nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You just get sniped. Although I did have a great moment where Rock Monkey was jumping over was like doing wall shots, and then he just flashbanged himself. I don't think that was on stream. But he was trying to throw the flash over the wall, but he mistimed it and just like poof, in his own face. I don't know if he even told you guys. But I have it on stream if one of you would like to tell Rock.
That's hilarious.
Splice SK. It's hard to like going from last week, right? Missed flashes are the worst feeling. I mean, this was beyond a missed flash. You guys can look at. I'll clip it myself later. Nobody clipped it actually during the stream. I had like 50 people too, which is weird.
Really?
Yeah. Splice SK. I mean, SK looked better than Splice last week, but Splice played Envy. And
Broken arm.
hey, hey Ricotta, how's your arm? Ricotta needs to tell me right now. Or are you just playing with your feet now? It's good now? Okay, and this game is on Tuesday, right? No, Wednesday. Right? You guys play on Wednesday?
I think we play both days. No, we play.
No,
both
I meant
days.
the SK game is on Wednesday.
SK first and then G2.
Okay. Oh, and you've taken IGL drafting? Okay, SK wins then. Sorry, Ricotta. I mean, I think the game will be close just from my experience playing both teams. Spy says G Buddy SK3. SK looked better last week, but I think both teams looking good from my experience. I'll say SK 3-1. No offense.
I'm spicy, you know, I'm used to it, right?
Yeah, it's fine. You just got the streak. Is that the SK 3-1 or SK 3-2? I think. It could go. It could be either. Because you guys seem close from at least from my experience. And then you guys versus G2.
Easy
Which Splice 3-0. Upset of the week, boys. I'll say, I mean, G2 is also looking good. Envy just seems like a step above right now, so like their gameplay versus G2's gameplay versus Envy is kind of like irrelevant to this because Envy looks as, like I said, they do look a step above. I'll say G2. I'll say G2 wins 3-1. I think. And then G2 RNG. That one's interesting because G2 RNG did better against SK.
A lot better versus SK than G2.
Yeah, than G2 did. But RNG also brought out things that I don't think SK was ready for. So
And you also gotta put in the fact that the G2 games were first. Right.
That's
G2,
true.
that
That's
is
also
RNG.
true. Yeah, RNG brought out things that I don't think SK was ready for. SK likes being the ones who surprise with draft. They don't like being the ones who get surprised with draft.
Mm.
So I think G2 will win, but I think it'll be close. I think it'll be G2 either 3-1 or 3-2 again. I'll say probably 3-2. G2 3-2. Just so it rhymes. I also just realized that I have a thing that says predictions, and I never changed it. Oh,
bam,
don't even say that, because I've had it every single week. Just not this one, because I forgot to click. And yeah, that's the Preds. The Stormtrooper still play. He streams. And that's all the Preds. And we've been going for an hour and a half. It's 12:30, so I think it's time to do Q&A. So if anybody has any questions about whatever, whether it be meta related, Q flow related, what color underwear I'm wearing right now, we can answer whatever. Maybe G Bunny won't answer that, but I will.
Oh God.
I can actually, I've been putting on music during this segment. I can do that.
Oh yeah, wait, that's actually a great idea.
Oh, I can't tab over. I just realized it pops up over your face. Did you see that?
See, another problem is I can't hear the music. I won't know the right tone, you know?
It's just like I'm putting on quiet, chill stuff. B? No, B? Do I think the path to PPL or PGS is too difficult, and is there enough PGS companies with PPL? What if Ruckus couldn't be slowed during his ult? God. Busted, I promise. I would say... I think there's enough PGS contention with PPL. I would say. Like, there's definitely ways for PGS to play against PPL because you get...
Scrim time.
Top PGS teams get scrim time against PPL teams. Which means they'll learn...
Especially during the season. When the
Yes.
season's happening, 100%, PGS teams are going to be playing against PPL. Because, like, there's
Hey, even in the
strategies
offseason,
that
because
you want.
Renegades doesn't scrim.
Holy wow! Oh, whew. Oh, but but yeah, like if you are a top PGS team and like you prove that you're a valuable team, like every single team in the PPL is probably going to play you at least once or twice.
Yeah.
They'll know like what your team is good at, what your team is good for, where the players that excel.
Why is Ruckus? Yeah, we kind of covered it basically. You know, just
Yeah.
you play against the teams. There's enough to at least get like the trickle meta, and you're always gonna like. There's enough chances once you're on a top PGS team. You just gotta really hope you don't play like garbage the one time you play them.
Blacklist.
Ruckus being kicked out of nowhere. Ruckus was kind of creeping in as it was already. He's just like Ruckus. You play Ruckus when you're playing like a pokey comp most of the time. He's really good in like when you already have like if you have like a barrack or another tank that's like doing okay poke damage, he can just supplement that. He has 1500 burst at all distances. He can finish you around corners if you get away just barely from the burst damage that you got. Like he has a lot of value in that situation. Is there a resource online to learn how to play Terminus in certain matchups? Boy, howdy there is. If you go to Kami VS's YouTube, there's a video called One Tips for Every Champion Terminus featuring Crescent. I actually wasn't going to answer that one at first, but I thought it was funny. You can pick one.
I think I know what one you're highlighting towards.
No. I'm scrolling up to show you, like, if you're missing any. I don't know if you're using the screen share that I have with you or your own chat.
I am.
There's this one. Not this one. This is the only one up here. The rest are all down here.
Yeah. It's never just one thing, whether Nimble or Master Riding is better. Master Riding is better probably like 75% of the time right now. But there's times where you want the Nimble over Master Riding. Basically, if you're never dying, there's no reason to get Master Riding, right? Like, it definitely does help out with the mid-fight and getting,
helps you
like,
survive.
rotations. Yeah. But then Nimble also, like, helps you out with the same exact things. Like, if you're not dying at all.
I think C has the potential to, because, like, they already scrim Oceania, right? Like, they already scrim Australia, and Australia has shown they can compete at an international level in the past. So if they scrim Australia a lot and try to pick up the meta from NA and learn why, the same way that any player would improve, right? You want them to watch, they need to watch the games of different regions and not only see the how or the what, they have to figure out the why. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, and they just don't understand why people are using ults at certain times, why people are rotating at certain times, why people are staying on mounts at certain times, why are they going on point and when.
Yeah.
It's a lot to, like, take in at once.
Yeah, improving from watching better players is not learning, is not doing what they do. It's figuring out why they do it and applying it to your gameplay. So they can take from other regions if they scrim Oceania as much as possible, I think, because that's a region that has competed at international level. I think that's their best way. Just because realistically, like, yeah, they could scrim other regions, but realistically, you're not going to learn anything playing EU teams at 300 ping. So Oceania is the best way, way they can get competition at an international level. Yeah, but showing up to LAN helps too. But they did last time. What if the knockback car was busted to 70%? Jesus Christ. I don't want to know. Ash got CC immunity. I wouldn't like that because I feel like there's enough outplay you can do with the ult. Like, you can ult as Ash into stuns and like knowing you don't want to recast it just to get out. I feel like that would make it kind of like,
that'd be broken.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ash could use a slight buff, but it wouldn't be in that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if Ash could use a buff, I think maybe her bash startup could be a little faster.
Yeah, I could definitely.
Just a little.
I don't know. It
It
just needs to be somewhere in the middle.
No, I don't think. I think Paladins will be. Look at Smite. That's all I gotta say. I mean, Paladins is doing better for high res than as a overall company than Smite is. So
Yeah,
Smite's
I
been
mean,
around
if you
this
look
long.
at the player base too, right? Like, you look at the Paladin. The main difference between Smite and Paladins right now is that, like, Smite has already developed their esport and, like, there is a scene with it, right? There's, like, people out, like, watching, like, professional Smite and all that. But like there really isn't that for Paladins right now, and that just needs to be developed. But once that is developed, 100% Paladins is going to be the smarter place to invest money in.
I will actually say one of the more like well-known Smite players used to be part of my like friend group in high school.
Really?
You know Jeff Hindla? He
Some
just got
reason
he just got an announcer pack in the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, him and
pretty sick.
him and his partner. Yeah, no, he literally like he was there was like a secondary friend group that I like hung out with sometimes. I didn't see him too much, but like I hung out with him a few times, and then like now we both play high res games, and he's been doing it for a while. I had a conversation with someone who was like close friends with him at a party recently, and I and I was like, they were like, yeah, I'm like, I'm playing Paladins. Like, we talked about just like their experience,
How they should be putting more money into Paladins. Rather
No,
than
I talked to
Smite.
his friend. He wasn't there.
Ah, okay.
But I used to know him in high school. Will new people want to come to the PGS be able to do so next year? I mean, yeah, there's going to be open qualifiers every time, I think. I'd be surprised if there wasn't. Although maybe they keep like the top 2 teams and only 2 teams rotate in or something.
I mean, didn't they do like an announcement that like this? Maybe not. I thought they already said that they're going to continue PGS. And
No, I
just,
mean,
like,
in this format, maybe they change it. Maybe it goes to like the PML or something. Like a Paladins minor league. Because this honestly
Yeah.
looks like a shift into a minor league.
Yeah.
Just like the format it
towards
has now.
Yeah. But yeah, like there's always going to be spots opening though. Like there's like no reason not to grind right now. If you want to be a pro Paladins player, like you just need to play your ass as much as possible.
Pug. It helps.
Yeah.
I say as the not pugger. And I know that because
I don't
pugging
understand
doesn't
why
help.
you don't pug. I think
When
we
I
talked
get
about this a few
when I
times.
play casual, right?
Uh-huh.
When I play casual and I get put with people that I don't want to play with, I don't have to talk to them. When I pug and I get put with people I don't want to play with, I have to talk to them.
You don't have to. You could.
Then
Ignore
why
them.
would I get picked again? You know?
Call him out. I love pugging. Think
I didn't pug in any game I've ever played because I don't like toxicity, and I feel like pugging is a place that it's inescapable.
Oh yeah.
That's it. It's
quite
just
common, yeah.
I can't handle toxicity unless it's people that I trust, and I know they trust me, and that doesn't happen. And like my full team is that, but I can't do it in pugs. I can't act the way that I would act to my team when people are being toxic to a random team, like to random people in pugs.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's it. The only reason I can still pug in TF2 is because I have like.
That's the only way you play it, right?
Well, I mean that too. Well, I mean I'm playing this season because there was like a prize pool. And my friends were like, "Come back, they wanted the big name roster for the new league." So
How big's the prize pool?
not that big. It's split 9 ways, so it's not big at all.
Oh yeah.
Fucking 9v9, dude.
God.
I'm just, wait, Fisher, what best way to improve from low mid tier PGS to high tier PGS? Honestly, the exact advice I gave to Seed, that works too. Just watch top players and learn.
I mean, I think the main thing that helped me out is just make your own team. If you're having a hard time like finding a team that you can take from low PGS to top PGS, make your own team. That's kind of like what I did with Nameless. I kind of like built that team up. Like you have every person on that team improve each other, right? Because like you guys have an end goal of being like top PGS, but like find 4 of the people that you want to do that with or that will help you out too.
Mm-hmm. Don't go out of your way to pick up star players. Pick up players that you know are willing to grind, but like, I mean, don't pick up people that like can't play the game at all. But you're like I'm bronze, but I play 7 days a week. Like, you know what I mean? Pick up like, find the middle ground. You know, pick up players that are good and willing to grind and improve with you and work on your teamwork and synergy, and that will carry you to wins more so than just out DMing.
Yeah. A few people were saying Thorn is bully.
And yeah, I played Highlander Nurvig. I was the heavy for Kids Next Door for like years. And the leader. Does Warden use his Twitter? I guess not. I don't know. I'm not the person to ask for that. Warden's
R.I.P. Warden, dude.
his dog, dude. People said he left for it because of his dog, and I'm just like, that sounds like an excuse and a half, dude. That sounds
Yeah.
like he's like, guys, I'm sorry, I can't play this season. I have a dog.
For
that doesn't
some
make any
reason, that got me last week. I could not stop cracking. I was like basically crying. Oh, that was hilarious.
Swag,
And it's
you
cool.
saying that is really funny because I feel like you don't know the last time.
What?
Do you see his question?
Can't do.
So,
Okay.
basically, he made a team to. Danny made a team to try to get the Splice spot after the Splice roster was getting like wiped clean. That roster was him, Neo, Will, Waze, and me. And it was like between us and Team Toxicity, and I think they were iffy on Toxicity at first because it had players that were on the last Splice. And they had a... I guess I'll tell this too, because this is kind of like... I think we mentioned it kind of in passing before, but we didn't tell the full story, but we had a show match, which was just like a 2-hour, 3-hour scrim. 2 hours.
Yeah, just a
like
really,
hours.
really long
Just a
scrim
really
after
long scrim after scrims, where
and everyone was watching
everyone every PPL player was watching that.
And then we were all chatting and on Discord. I think it was RNG's Discord. Everyone was just memeing about it. It was hilarious.
I felt really bad because I played like garbage that game. But Danny came in. Well, Danny had been playing for
It was only
a few weeks at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was basically what happened. We had, and the issue was like, me and Neo were going to LAN. I would say Nimble on Inara. Me and Neo were going to LAN, and we couldn't, like, they wanted to do it again in like 2 days, and we were gonna be at LAN. There's like no physical way we possibly could have played. We thought maybe, we didn't know what the setup was, but there's no, like, you can't play at the Skill Shot studio once scrims are done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, basically that was the, that was it. That was Danny's last attempt, myself included, to try to get the Splice spot during the
whole
roster
roster
reset.
drop.
Between Season 2 and 3.
Mm.
Nimbler Chronos on Sky. Morale boost. Easy. More bombs,
I
dude.
feel like they're never Nimble or Chronos. It's always Master Riding Morale boost.
for
Chronos
Sky?
heals.
No,
Well, I'm
I
just
think...
saying in general, because he acts like
No,
Dinar would
Nimble's-
too, where you...
No, Nimble you can take on Inara. I've taken Nimble on Inara and it's been okay.
Really?
You said it yourself,
Over Master
yeah.
Riding?
If you
Well,
don't
I
die...
mean- Yeah, okay, okay, I can see that, but... Okay, yeah, I can see that, But I mean, I feel like it would just be better to buy Haven, right? Like, or Blast
Well, I mean,
Shields.
we're talking about once you're done with that.
Yeah,
Or if it's like 3-3 and you have 600... you have
just
300
extra money.
credits.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, it's almost 1 AM, so if anyone has any other questions. And it's like 1 or 2 more, then kill it. I almost accidentally banned Kliku, sorry.
I saw that ban.
I just right clicked
I was
while
like,
adjusting my mouse.
Oh.
Whoops. Why doesn't RNG scrim? They're in their hyperbolic time chamber.
Ooh,
Slowly
seems
preparing.
like a
They
toxic
scrim.
question.
They're scrimming each other. They're doing 2v2s.
Grinding Realm Royale.
This dangerous RNG scrim. They're doing 2-2 and Heroes playing Realm. What do you think of Koga for PPL? Koga needs a pocket. He's fine with a pocket, like a Genos or a Tarv, but he doesn't get he can't get away with anything without it. That's the problem.
He just doesn't have favorable matchups, right? And the Torvald helps him out.
Yeah.
And flips them upside down, basically.
A Tor, like a full agility build, Tor bubbled Master of Arms Koga will delete your team. But
Oh yeah.
it depends, actually. Term is really good into it. Have you ever played Term into Bubbled Koga? It is the fastest I've ever gotten charges in my life.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
like I just like, imagine if I wasn't siphoning. I'd be dead instantly.
Freaking I hate it because like you're on a countdown for how long you could do this, right? Because like your siphon's just going down, his ammo isn't going down at all. You're just team.
Please help, please, please.
Can someone look at this guy? I'm dead.
You can shoot him in the meantime, but it doesn't do enough.
I mean, when you shoot him, you're going to lose 1,000 HP, 2,000 HP.
Mm-hmm. I think Koga can work without a pocket, but you have to play Adrenaline Junkie and you have to play full distraction. Like you can't just walk. At
You
them
wouldn't
with
be able
Master
to
of
frag.
Arms. Yeah, you can't walk at them with Master of Arms without a
buster.
pocket.
Yeah.
Unless they're playing really bad. I think if they're playing really bad, then you can get away with Master of Arms without a pocket, because then you just pick apart their tanks while they're just alone, going oh, I'm gonna zone left. Oh, there's a Koga, I'm dead. You can get away with it then, but if they're playing tight, you need a pocket.
The Turner Funny level.
I was gonna let you answer that one. We're saying G-Bunny Galaxy Brain or Dethroner Galaxy Brain?
He made a lot of dumb decisions with Realm Royale.
Wait, Envy, can you post that picture? There's no context here, but I promise. The picture, there's a picture of Erez. I can get it, but I'd have to click off of this screen so people would see.
It's unlimited dash, but what does those dashes get for you, right? You're not gonna have much kill pressure.
Is that it? Let me see. Yeah, perfect. That's it. That's how I feel. That's Erez after he ruined Realm Royale, dude.
Hold on, I need to go find this. Wanna link it to me? I don't.
It's in the chat. Oh, okay. I'll just here. I have an idea. I'll just put it on the screen.
Oh God. Oh.
There's. Actually, I think I could do something even better with this. Hold on. Oh shit! I closed it.
What? Holy Krasnik's scrolling, guys. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. We need a last question here. We got a driller in the place. The fuck when Khan's last picked in the EU draft.
Did you just say that fuck when?
The fuck when? Look at chat. Arcada.
That's not what that means.
What? What does it mean?
That feel when.
Oh, that feel when? The fuck when works, does it not?
No!
That fuck...
that fuck when? That's what
Okay,
you thought it said this whole time? And I'm the one drooling?
Yeah. Okay, I'm drooling now. That fuck when doesn't work. The fuck when. The fuck when, not that.
That's just bad!
Oh. We're all drooling. Kresnik made me drool.
So you have any shoutouts before we leave?
I love the fuck what, dude? That's all I gotta say. That's my shout out.
Who are we hosting? Tell me, Eurus.
I wish he was streaming right now. That'd be great.
Let's see. Oh my god, I'm scrolling down. How far down can I go to find somebody?
I feel like no one streams on Sundays.
Yeah.
That's going to be the hardest part about moving.
God, I mean, I guess I could host somebody else I know. Somebody. Let me see who's streaming that's not streaming Paladins then. There's a guy streaming. There's a guy streaming speedruns of Crash Twin Sanity. You guys want to watch that?
There's also another person streaming CS:GO.
Host Rabies.
Wow, there's really no one. What?
You guys want to watch? Do you guys want to go to a Crash Twinsanity speedrunner?
Dude, I think we're shit out of luck for hosting.
No, I'm gonna host somebody. It just,
well,
I just,
yeah. Just no one good though. Like, just get a random bottom.
Like a
Paladins.
far down Paladin streamer. I could do that.
Yeah. Bomb King at Master.
Actually, the lowest one is. Actually, I think there's more. Just not letting me go any further down. I doubt the bottom guy has 3 viewers. Host G Bunny, so he has to play.
Huh. Dude, all these are.
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna host the Crash Twinsanity speedrunner.
Hey, go hard. Go.
I follow him, so I haven't seen him speedrun Crash Twinsanity, but. All right, thanks for chilling, everybody. Go say hey to Jumpy Luff. He made his shout out already.
Oh God.
That fuck when you don't know who to host.
The fuck when.
The fuck when you don't know who to host.
The fuck when definitely works.
All right. Oh, we didn't do the Discord mumble bit this time.
Yeah,
We'll do it next time.
oh.
We'll do it next time. Listen, I agree with G Bunny, but it's not 2 seconds, okay? I promise.
Yeah. Oh, Okay, the second
It's
after
not
it
2
happened,
seconds.
I 100% was like, yeah, it's not 2 seconds. It's like a second or a
There
little.
is a delay in Discord, and I have tested it, and I promise you it does exist. There really is. I tested it before, and recently. But it's not 2 seconds. Anyway, that's it, guys. I will see you tomorrow. G Bunny will see you whenever the hell he streams. Go to his Twitter. See you guys then. Go say hey
Peace
to
out.
Jumpy Luff. Peace out.